Okay. Hi, people. This is Deborah. Let me read the disclaimer. All the information provided on this channel is for educational purposes only, and this channel does not promote or encourage misuse of the information. I will mention some alleged happenings today, and yes, I will give opinions about some things. My thought matters, and so do yours. I will use words not intended to offend people, but to describe my point of view and how I see things. You should think with your intuition at all moments. Take what resonates and does not resonate, put it on the shelf. To the Almighty, Most High, expose those on this channel with wrong intent, and expose and block all workers of hatred, jealousy, voodoo, spell work, witchcraft, and those who try to block people from what is due to them. Expose these behaviors to the people. Detach people with good intent with those with wrong intent, invisibly and visibly. Break all curses in the lives of those who have right intent. And as for those who have wrong intent, expose them and cause them to change to the better. Almighty Most High, activate and the five senses: visual, hearing, touch, smell, taste, and the greater to, to telephony, intuition, and clairvoyance in your people. Block all the work of molestation, rape, abuse, domination, stealing, or exploitation. Heal all those who have been victims of these horrible, monstrous behavior. Now, today, I want to talk about shadow work, which most dare not to go. Most people don't want to go there. Let me see here. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. All right. So when people talk about doing shadow work involves repressed aspects of your personality or states of unawareness. The shadow represents the part of ourselves that we may find undesirable, uncomfortable, or suppressed due to social conditioning, childhood experiences. These include fears, insecurities, unresolved traumas, unacknowledged desires, anxieties, or avoidance certain situation and emotions. Not allowing yourself to do shadow work blocks your creativity. It blocks a lot of things. Trust me, I know. I have been going through healing even at 67. I'm 67 now, and I'm still going through some types of healing. I've been through quite a bit of healing, and I'm still going through some healing. Now, as someone may say, what makes me qualified to talk about this? Because of my experience. Now, engaging in shadow work often involves self-reflection, introspection, and confronting these hidden aspects of yourself to gain self-awareness, personal growth, and integration. It can be a challenging but transformative process that allow individuals to better understand themselves and develop a more balanced and authentic self of identity. Unresolved patterns and behaviors, unacknowledged and unintegrated shadow aspects can lead to reoccurring patterns and behaviors you may need help understanding. These patterns can be self-sabotaging, destructive to relationships, or hinder personal growth and fulfillment. Okay, let me talk about uh, some blocks that manifest in various ways. Unresolved trauma. Past trauma experience that have not been fully processed or integrated can create emotional, psychological blocks. These blocks can manifest as fear, anxieties, or avoidance, certain situations or emotions. Repressive emotions. Emotions that have been suppressed or denied can create blocks in your emotional expression and understanding. This can lead to difficult forming healthy relationships, self sabotaging behavior, and disconnecting from your authentic self. Unresolved patterns and behaviors. Unacknowledging or integrated shadow aspects can lead to reoccurring patterns and behaviors you may need help understanding. These patterns may be self sabotaging, destructive, or relationships or hinder personal growth and fulfillment. Limited belief. Negative or limiting belief about yourself and the world can create blocks in your self esteem and confidence. These beliefs may be rooted in past experience, social conditioning, and internalizing messages that hold you back from reaching your full potential. Neglecting shadow work can result in disconnecting from your authentic self. You may live according to social expectations, suppressing your true desires and passions and feeling a sense of emptiness or lack of fulfillment. Shadow traits. The shadow consists of aspects of your personality that you may have disowned or rejected due to social expectations and personal judgment. These shadow traits can include anger, jealousy, selfishness. When these traits are unintegrated, they can create internal conflicts and hinder personal growth. This is the biggest one, and a lot of people don't even know it. And it's called projection onto others. Unresolved shadow aspects can be projected onto others, causing conflicts, misunderstanding, and strained relationship. When you are unaware and disconnected from your own shadow, you may project those qualities on to others. Most parents project those qualities onto their children without realizing it. And I'm gonna give you an example of it. Let me reread this. Unresolved shadow aspects can be projected onto others, causing conflicts, misunderstandings, and strained relationship. When you are unaware of and disconnected from your own shadow, you may project those qualities onto others, attributing them to external source instead of acknowledging and addressing them within yourself. Okay, let me give you an example of how parents project. Say you just got into an argument with Betsy, and I've seen mothers do it all the time, and they don't think about it. And Betsy uh, may have said something you didn't like, but Betsy said something you didn't like because you was already mad. And so what happened was you went back, you got mad about what she said in response to you, and you took it back to your child. And every time you project on others outside of your children, you go home and you tell it to your children, then now that projection is on your children. Now your children is going to be acting like you. Every situation and how you dealt with that situation, now you put that thing on your children. I know that because I watch a particular people do that. Now, the next thing is fear of change. The fear of the unknown, or fear of stepping outside of your comfort zone, can create blocks in your willingness to explore and comfort your shadow aspects. This fear can keep you stuck in patterns and prevent personal transformation. Engaging in shadow work involves acknowledging and addressing these blocks by bringing them into awareness, exploring their origins, and working toward integration and healing. It requires courage, self reflection, and a commitment to personal growth. Seeking support from a therapist or a counselor can be beneficial when working through these blocks. Now, that is if something, if that's something you want to, if you believe in therapists and counseling. I don't. I I believe in working it out within yourself. Um, I have seen a counselor some years ago, but that didn't work out for me. Um, and so I started doing some stuff myself, trying different things myself to get through the childhood traumas that I've had, and to get through situations that I've had as an adult. Now, stagnation and resistance to change. These are these people that don't admit that there's a problem. The unexplored shadow can create resistance to personal growth and change. It can keep you stuck in repetitive patterns, prevent you from stepping out of your comfort zone, and hinder your ability to embrace new opportunities and experience. Now, this particular person, everybody outside of them is wrong. Whether they're in their job environment, whether they're in relationships, uh, whether they just in out eating, they everybody's wrong. They're not wrong. Some people would misinterpret them as narcissists. They may be, but like I said in a video, most people are who they are because of childhood experiences. And some of us heal from childhood experiences, and some of us try to suppress childhood experiences. And some will go through life never healing. Just like there's some people on this channel would take this and go off and take a look and reflect on themselves, and some will not. And that's okay, because I'm not here to monitor that. I'm just here to put out what I know, put out what I experience, and go about my business. Now, the lack of self-awareness. Ignoring your shadow aspects can result in a lack of self-awareness. You may have blind spots about your motivations, fears, desires, which can hinder personal growth and prevent you from making awareness choices aligned with your authentic self. Now, hi Amani, how you doing? Okay. Now, the next one is the emotional and mental imbalance. Repressed or unexplored emotions can accumulate over time, leading to emotional imbalance, such as unexplained anger, anxieties, or depression, without addressing these underlying emotions. These can manifest in unhealthy ways and impact your overall well-being. Now, I know this right here from some particular people that I've. You ever been having a dinner with somebody and y'all having a conversation, and then the conversation you're having is so pleasant, and then you say one thing to them, and then they shoot off into anger. That's one way to know that they got something going on. I'm going to talk about some things that may be helpful uh, in shadow work. And then once I finish through my little process, then we can talk about it. What are some things you can do to enable yourself to heal? Self reflection. Reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and behavior. Explore any pattern or reoccurring uh, things in your life that may be associated with your shadow aspects. Let's look at journaling. Journaling is one of the things that I picked up some time ago that helped me. I journal everything. I journal everything. My daughter, some time ago, I used to write when I was a child, and but my daughter gave me a journal book for, I think it was either Christmas. But anyway, I started journaling. It's been over 10 years now that I've been journaling. That helps me. Write down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences. Use your journal as a safe space to employ and to express your true self, including the aspects of you may have repressed or ignored. That part, nobody's going to see that book but you. And sometimes you don't want to talk to people about that negative side of you, or just because people judge. People have a tendency to judge. You tell them, they repeat what you told them, and most of the time they tell you when you don't want to hear it. Okay, mindfulness and meditation. Cultivate present moments awareness through mindfulness and meditation practice. This can allow you to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment, making you more aware of your shadow aspects. Inner dialogue. You ever seen these people walking around talking to themselves? And you say, "Ooh, they crazy." They ain't crazy. They doing that. My ex-husband used to talk to himself. He still does it all the time. Guess what? I'm talking to myself now. And it does work. Inner dialogue. Engage with yourself, asking questions, exploring your thoughts and feelings. This can allow you to bring hidden aspects of yourself to the surface. That works for me because that's how I get downloads when I'm sleeping, but sometimes when I'm talking to myself, things come to me as well. Uh, Seek professional support. Now, so professional support did not work for me, um, because I'm the type of person, I don't like to be told what to do by anybody. I'll listen to you within reason. But from the time you get in a place trying to tell me, only person I allowed to tell me what to do was my mother. And even in the work environment, once you train me, then I want you to get out my face. And that's how I was. And when I became a manager at IBM and I was a manager there, I pretty much set the adult people down and explained to them what my expectations were. And I got out their face. And it worked out pretty good for me. But anyway, consider working with a therapist or counselor specializing in shadow work or depth psychology. They can provide guidance and support and facilitate the exploration of your shadow aspects in a safe and structured manner. Creative expressions. Most time, childhood traumas causes you not to be creative. I know that you get a blockage for some reason. When people upset you, you can't be creative either. When you upset yourself, you can't be creative. But the creative expression, explore your shadow aspects through creative outlets such as art. I paint sometimes as well. Writing, I'm always writing. And music, I'm always listening to old music. Uh, these form of expressions can provide inner self access to deeper layers of yourself. Compassionate self acceptance. This is one of the things that people tend not to do for themselves. There is a difference in having compassion for yourself than having confidence than having what's that other thing? Arrogance. There's a big difference. Approach your shadow aspects with compassion and accept whatever is revealed to you. You may get revealed to you a part of you that you don't like. Let it rip because that's the way you're going to heal. If it's something that you need to change, the only way you can change it and work on it is you gotta accept it for what it is. Understand that these aspects are a natural part of you. By acknowledging them, you can grow in wholeness. I know that I'm speaking from experience. Remember, the shadow work is a gradual and ongoing process. It requires patience, self compassion, and a willingness to explore a deeper part of yourself. Engaging in shadow work at your own pace and seeking support when needed is essential. Now, not engaging in shadow work or neglecting to explore and integrate your shadow aspects can have several negative consequences. Okay? All right. Hi, Amani. How you doing? Hi, Jesse. How y'all doing today? I just wanted to get my little words out before I listen to what you guys have to say. I find that a lot of people, before I came on, hi 369 dimension reading. How you doing? Before I came on, I read that to my son. He's like, "Where you get that from?" I told him I didn't get it from nowhere. He didn't even know that I journal. I just told him that I journal. And I've been journaling for probably about 2014. And it really does help. Um, because when you talk to people about what's going on, people always have a tendency to bring something up that you don't want to hear no more. You're just sharing things with them at the moment, but I guess they can't find anything else to talk about, so they bring something up that you don't want to hear no more, you know. And people have a tendency to do that. And I just wish that people didn't so much judge, because it's important not to judge people, because we all got faults, and nobody's down here perfect. And when I say nobody's down here perfect, nobody down here is perfect. Nobody. I just watched another video, um, and it was a video where these guys, they were from Africa, and their topic was about, the topic today is about mostly Jesus being the Savior, and that's the topic today, the Savior, and also how they're fighting over in Israel. Uh, but I told you yesterday they're doing the same thing they did all over the planet, and it came out. They were talking about Manson Musa, or Musa Manson, whatever his name is, but it came out in there. So I didn't know that. I hadn't read that about Manson Musa, but the spirit told me that. And I was like, ooh. And not it's always good to know when the spirit tell you something that you hadn't read, and then you go and you listen to somebody else, and these guys live in Africa. And when they tell you the history of this Manson Musa person, and I was like, oh, I'm glad, because what I told the people was correct. Sometimes every now and then, I know it's coming from the spirit within, but it's good to get it's good to get a confirmation every now and then. And I like to get the confirmation so I can post stuff underneath the video for you guys, because I know that a lot of time it helps, because none of us want to repeat stuff that's not true. I mean, we all trying to get out of repeating stuff that somebody said just because somebody said it, like the word hallelujah, like the word bless. People repeat, oh, you bless. And then they would go and repeat that. And now the world is using the word, you be blessed now. And every time I hear that word, somebody say that, I cringe, because I don't say nothing. I don't say, oh, What you saying is not correct. I don't say it, but I do cringe because I'm like, you don't know what you're saying. And that is a word that keep people in low vibration. And but it's all about the intent. It's all about the intent. There's so many people in the earth is experiencing mental health issues. And the reason why people are suffering from mental health, you got those that will admit it, and then you got those that will not admit it. Now, those that will not admit it, you're going to break. You're going to eventually break. When you're no longer busy, you're going to break because you're going to sit there and you're going to have all them thoughts coming through your head. Because like I was telling my son, about it. I was telling him, I said, you may have trauma as a child, and then you go as an adult, and they may pop up uh, in the second year, and you kind of suppress it. Okay, and then 5 years go by, it's gonna pop up again, and you're gonna suppress it again. And then when you ain't working no more, and I'm telling you because that's what happened to me. When your butt ain't working no more, all that stuff gonna start popping up, and then you're gonna have to deal with it because it's gonna come up. See, this is what happens with people. How you know you're suppressing stuff is because you're talking to somebody, and then all of a sudden you're angry. You angry, and you don't even know why you angry, but you angry. You're angry because you got some stuff suppressed, and it always come out that way. And people tend not to deal with it. I was at lunch talking to somebody, and then we were just having a good old conversation. Then all of a sudden, that person got angry with me, and I knew it wasn't me, and I knew it was that person. Because I always make sure it's not me. I always make sure I don't project on people because it's not fair. It's not fair to project on people at all. But people tend to do that. And if I find out that you are angry a lot, if I find out that you're one that projects on others, I'm going to disconnect myself from you uh, and let you see what it is you're doing. Because it's not my job to constantly tell people how they're behaving. They know how they're behaving. But if they can behave badly and keep getting away with it, they're going to keep doing it. And I will politely disappear because that's what I do. And the reason why I do that, y'all see me get mad on here. And I really don't like karma, negative karma anyway. And so I tend not to indulge myself to where I'm going to get negative karma back. So I try to just uh, disappear, excuse myself from whoever that I need to do it because we all got issues going on in our lives. And there's nobody down here whatsoever that's living a pleasant, healthy life. Nobody. Because if you're eating the same food I'm eating out, Publix is here. Publix is considered the better grocery store. And I assure you that crap they got in their store, they ain't hitting on nothing. Okay? And if we're not eating right, if we're not getting organic food, which comes up from the ground, because you ain't getting it coming out the stores, if we're not getting organic food for our organic bodies, that right there in itself is going to cause problems. It's going to cause all kinds of problems, lack of sleep, um, anger issues, just all kinds of issues because we're not getting the proper food. And then the water, uh, the water is not good. So just them two by itself could cause Forget about the traumas, the childhood traumas, and forget about relationship problems. You know, my son, he mentioned to me, what if you go on YouTube and you tell people about that, and there's people there that's just gonna constantly saying nothing wrong with it. I don't have nothing to do with that. You know, I have nothing to do with whether people admit that they have a problem or not. I just put it out here. And that's what I do. I'm not gonna monitor anybody to see if anybody doing anything. I just put it out here and let it rip. So how you guys doing? Amani, Jesse, 369, how y'all doing today? Okay. I guess you guys didn't hear me, huh? Okay. Well, I'm gonna end this video, and y'all have a good one.